Buttons depressed.
Sad buttons.
What's up, Lumir?
Not much. Guess you didn't hear me before when I said, "Greetings, everybody."
Yeah, because
Yeah, it did not.
you sat there and watched me do a bunch of shit. Give this person access to this. Right. So you liked how I did it as a exfiltration?
I think Jack is on the phone.
Because what?
Did you see those melons in that guy's post?
Yes, I did.
Those were some nice melons.
Alrighty, time to do this thing. Quiet on the set.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And no other friggin' better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, two idiots who misinterpret the news so you don't have to. The dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Les.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another exciting edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the shroud of the Avatar news. So you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours, because they deserve to be questioned.
Doesn't he sound excited, folks?
Oh, I am
He's so excited to be here every single day, Jack is.
Earlier this morning, I ran a tabletop exercise for a security incident. And
boy, are you tired.
Let's just say that becomes an exercise in futility at times. Because, but yeah. But yes, giveaways are open. If you're looking for streamer bundles on both streams, you do need to do ! I love. Sorry, that's a Steam. It's ! Bundle me for the streamer bundle on both streams, twitch.tv/NBNN and twitch.tv or NBNN News and twitch.tv/Cinesist. And if you're looking to get in on the Steam key giveaway on Laz's side, that's going to be ! I love free shit. And on my side, that's pound the bootay.
That's right. Pound it.
Pound it. And okay. Well, Laz, unless you want to talk about tabletop exercises as far as like hypotheticals related to an admin user having their credentials exposed and what all can possibly happen, and the attacker
Oh
gets into
well,
things.
I
Uh,
am well versed in some of that. Not as much as say people like yourself or maybe Tina or Capheus, but yes, I am familiar because I do have a NAS box that is exposed, does have admin privileges, does have all that, and yes, I used to have, I don't have anymore, thank goodness. People pounding on my front door trying to get access to any kind of ports and stuff
yeah.
like that. But if you're exposed like something leaked out, then yeah, you could be truly uh screwed, as it may be. So what was the exercise? Let's touch on that real quick. Let's
So um, the exercise was that
stuff like that
one of
would
the
relate to the game, as to server
well,
side and all that good stuff.
yeah, it doesn't relate to the game at all. It's all
Oh,
work. So the exercise was related to what happens if one of the people with admin access, which includes contractors, um, has their credentials phished. Okay, so receive that email and they click it, give permissions, and then from there, the person is able to get access to our production systems, especially the AWS side, and what kind of havoc could they actually wreak on the organization?
well, that could be all
And
sorts of
and
implications. They could delete stuff. They could move stuff.
oh
They
yeah,
could, yeah, they could,
and
they
then they
could
could also
take,
revoke everybody
they,
else's access.
they could just take, copies of it and hold it for, ransom. There's all sorts of interesting implications to something like that. Absolutely.
And so I asked fun questions like, how many people with administrator access are there currently? The CEO said 3.
Okay.
Laughed at him.
And the real answer was
More than that. More
yeah,
than that.
way too many because
Yeah. Way too many people, and especially considering that a number of them are third-party contractors, and it's like, well, why is that? It's like, well, because you value speed over security.
yeah, well, so
Yeah,
yeah, no, sorry.
I actually said that during the meeting.
I bet you did because you don't, yeah, you don't pull any
Uh,
punches a lot of times when it comes to giving answers that, you ask a stupid question, get a real answer, is,
yeah, and
yeah,
it's like,
why, well, first off, why do 3 people have access? I mean, yeah, I can understand 3, like, your top IT guy, your company CEO, and maybe,
well,
an underling in IT, but,
normally a CEO wouldn't need that, but our CEO is also a developer, so he
well, yeah,
likes to
again,
get in there and do random shit.
I mean,
But
I'm guessing like
yeah.
Elon doesn't have developer access to everything on Twitter, even though he owns Twitter. He leaves that to the geeks.
He probably does because he
Yeah,
likes to do
he's
stupid
Elon.
shit.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Yeah.
need it.
No, but it was one where it's like just absolute like silliness related to different things. But yeah, it was entertaining. Entertaining. Because I kept on muting myself to laugh. It's not what you're not supposed to do. Yes. Da, 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 da. Closed circuit
Andrew
option on the phone.
says we have closed circuit option on the phone. I won't say what One, but animals, livestock, tag people aren't very nice.
Yeah.
And Tina, you're
No,
in
but
the wrong chat for pounding the bootay.
But he wants to just pound it all over the place,
Yeah,
man.
well, yeah. He can pound it there all he wants. It's not going to do anything for him, but yeah, he can do it. He's like, yeah, I knew that. I knew that.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024, here inside and outside Chat of the Avatar. There you go, Tina. And of course, we've got some updates, yet another follow up to our Will We See a Unity update?
Oh,
Which comes,
there's an update on that?
well, just another comment, which,
Oh.
actually might hold a little water, but I don't know, coming from Mapper. So I don't know how much
Hold on.
water this would actually hold.
I've got to reopen that one, so I need to scroll up some.
Yeah, I've been keeping this one held open because I've been expecting this to.
You were expecting an official response?
Well, I'm just expecting it to just continually roll on as it has been. Absolutely. So.
I mean, Ravelox was logged into the forums yesterday. Okay.
I got you, Tina.
Okay, so let's see. You ready for Mapper's response?
Yeah.
Will we see a Unity update in 2025?
Not 4.
With
5.
Don't discount the help of AI these days. You can quite often paste the code into an AI and ask it to convert it to work with X. And whilst it isn't always a copy paste job, it can be very useful if you work with AI. And depends on the AI model that you're using. Frequently, that would just be a no. What might work better is if you have 2 Reddit accounts and you post the question in with the first account, and then in the second account, you post the obvious wrong answer. And then someone's going to sit there and say, no, this is how you do it, which might be a more efficient method of doing that. And I'm aware that Reddit response and methodology is a meme. But I'm willing to bet it works better.
I would put my money on the Reddit proposal before I put my money on the AI proposal. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's where it's like you have to like do something that is glaringly wrong, not like I did this. And Tina's like, yes, the best way to get a good answer is to post the wrong one. That's why you need 2 Reddit accounts.
You get 300 people telling you why you're wrong and how to go about fixing it. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
But we'll keep an eye on this topic throughout the rest of the week. Again, we are now a week away from release 131 coming out next Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday, not Thursday.
Yeah. Wednesday, not Thursday.
For the first time in our 10+ year history, we're going to have a Wednesday release because, logic never ceases to exist around here.
Because Halloween falls on the 31st.
Yeah.
Are you aware of any American company that actually says October 31st is a holiday?
No, not at all.
No. I mean, kids go to school and dress up.
Yeah. People go to work. People do their normal things. Banks are open. Mail gets delivered. All that good stuff.
Why is Shroud? Is it? I'm gonna go with Wednesday night is probably a concert that Ravlox is gonna be at.
I'm gonna go with
And he wants to
Thursday is the
sleep late.
concert. I'm going with
No,
Thursday.
Wednesday, and then he's got another one on Thursday.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yes.
moving right along. Where do we want to start today?
Well, let's see.
We want to talk about some orcs because this one's off the rails.
Well, no. It would fit within the Shroud narrative. Is it time to reconsider orcs for the health of the game? There are groups of people who like to play orcs. They have expressed interest in the game, and we're told the game would not have a home for them for lore reasons. The game is on live support. I'm not near in-game, but here in the forums that in-game is somewhat stale. Very stale. Orcs prong with them a different way to play the game. They have the potential to provide PvP and role-playing opportunities. They can be introduced with relatively limited resources, and added to if they start to bring more people in. I would think one PvP adventure zone and one player run town run by someone with some orc experience would be enough, and an orc face and an orc mask helm to the game. And after that, see what happens. Design some huts and deco sets. Orcs are a profit center, and from what I hear, this company needs money. So you didn't get playable elves. Yes, that is true.
But isn't there an elf mask?
Reformation Day on October 31st is a public holiday in half of the German states. Half.
Oh, well, yeah. Not saying we didn't get elves, but we do have the elf mask.
We do have an elf mask.
Only the male version, so you can't propagate a whole community because there's no female variant of that. Which why we would do one,
there are
but not the
lots
other.
of kobold masks.
Yeah,
there are lots of kobold masks.
I didn't think to just go under mask. Here we go, masks. We got pumpkins, we got kobolds, we got wolves, we got wyverns,
bear mask,
we got dragons, we got fish, we got horsies,
yes,
we got unicorns,
yeah.
And then we got flaming skulls and regular skulls for undead. So you could play all those.
Yeah. But so related to the lore, okay, I will say this, okay, there is an easy way related to the lore. The Obsidian Order crafted a bunch of species, even though the two books may not mention orcs. It could be in the third book where the Obsidian Order decided to craft some orcs. And then you have orcs in the game. Lore resolved, right?
Yeah, I mean, we do have four whole
and
episodes to flesh out game-wise, supposedly, where land masses haven't been discovered yet. New territories open up. New species, get discovered. All sorts of ways to fill in that hole.
Yep.
Chandra says, are orcs the yet unknown offspring of elves and trolls? Interesting.
Possibly. I mean, third book is dwarfs. Yeah. I mean, it's like there is a ton of different things that they could do, because remember, the Obsidians crafted things for fun, including like all the undead trolls for multiple humans.
Elves.
All kinds of shit. Elves. But yeah, it is one where it's like, hey, if you go through and read the books, you too can also be like, what the fuck does this have to do with the state of Shroud?
Yeah, well, let's
Dun,
see
dun,
what the
dun.
audience has to say because they've got a lot to say.
Oh.
So Conjura linking to the Ultimate Codex, which really,
Yes.
not so much relevance on our side, but
Well, I think that's going to be the history of orcs in
yeah,
UO.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. Not sure
Monst-
what you're getting at with that link. I know they
monstrous
orcs were
pig-human
present from
hybrids.
yeah.
Yeah.
From Ultima Online, where the roleplay orc community developed, but those communities are not here building up the events and population of the game. Previous posts implied that was a design decision. Lol. Just wear an orc mask like they did in Ultima Online. Boom. Roleplay an orc proper. You just need the mask. That would work in UO because Common Monster dropped off helms. What monster in-game drops orc masks? I haven't run into it yet. Don't. Looks like at least one player community has orcs written into its backstory, albeit as antagonists. That's the Port Phoenix community. An orc mask would be fun for Halloween. I haven't seen one in-game myself. There's already a bone helm, which might do the job well enough. Because the orc mask in UO was a bone helm, wasn't it?
I remember the bone helm, but I don't
Yeah.
remember what. I guess it was orc.
The orc
orcish.
bone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Ask the devs to add one. I'd prefer to see working coconuts and the plague back, but after that orc mask, not a bad idea.
Yeah. There you go, Conjura. Hit them where it hurts.
Working coconuts. Do you mean recipes using them, being able to split them open, or are you talking about the benefactor half coconuts? I suggest the orc stuff as a sort of announcement to the orc roleplay community. The devs would welcome the community to the game. Don't think the bone masks make that clear. It might not work. There might not be enough of us left anymore. But there was a time when there was a number of people who enjoyed that gameplay. The devs have been talking about needing more cash going to the game. This might add a bit more life to it. I know I came back because I figured I'd try to get my money's worth out of it before it shuts down. Well, I'm going to stop right there and say, hey, I am glad that they're slightly aware of their business model and have started to make changes related to that. But you can't be 3 weeks on delivering your new ultra rare that you implemented, and you can't blame that on, hey, the support person is on fucking holiday. You can't blame that on that person. There's other parts of the team that should be able to deliver in her absence.
Yes. Not on holiday, but
Okay, her absence.
yes.
But
Real life
she is,
job.
yes, her real life job has her out of the country. That's not her fault. But other people on the team would need to step up, Ravalox, and distribute those things, which means that you also need to go through and do the things that you said you would do. Not just some lip service to them. Follow that up with, are you a representative of the orc community? And also back to this, to the very first comment. PvP would need substantial revision related to it, not just a PvP scene.
Yeah.
Because we can come into the game
that just,
we can come into this thing and go to the game and go to the leaderboard
Leaderboards.
And
What? Leaderboards? What?
and in the last 7 days, there is a top 10.
In the last day, there's the top 3.
Yeah.
And in the last
The
30
top 30
days,
days, 28. Top 28. Um,
Zealot says, I forgot there was a leaderboard. Yeah. Now,
yeah.
now let's just say that's just PvP. If we go to PvE kills, that number drops up, 30 days jumps up to nearly 1,941 participants in the 30-day. In the 1 day, 155 participants. In the 7 day, up to 373, almost 375. And then when we get into the fish, fishing, yeah, it's not as quite as popular as it once was, with only 110 participants in the last 30 days. So, uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, and that's just in number caught. What else do we have? Largest caught, yeah, same. That drops even lower, but yeah. In PVE, this will give you an idea that in a month there's about 1,000 accounts. I'm not going to say people, but about 1,000 accounts that are actively out there doing stuff. So
Yeah,
not.
and in the top 30 days for kills, I'm 145, if that tells you anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where is Sin Assist?
145, man.
Oh, 145. I thought you said top
Yeah.
45.
No, 145.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
That's all
Next is
pigs.
next is Strider Green. You and Strider Green.
Yeah.
900
All
plus
pigs,
kills
man.
apiece.
All pigs. Because trying to get my second legendary ring, I'm gonna stop at after that second legendary ring of the Ringmaster.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm not.
that's exactly why I specifically said accounts and not players, Tina,
Yeah.
because we really don't know how many of those are duplicates. I'm sure there's a handful in there at least.
So
Knight Rider wants to know, can they open up applications for new volunteers to help out? I'm sure they could. Again, back in 2019, I led a certain
um
owner
hey
slash
hey Laz,
developer. Yeah,
I'm also number 886
yeah.
with Jack 2.
So there's your duplicates.
Yeah, but that's the same account. I just logged in a different character.
Okay. But anyway, as I was saying, back in 2019, I let a certain owner slash developer, know that I had loads of free time on my hands other than doing what we do here. The rest of my day is usually free unless I've got some freelance stuff to do, and I was, ready, willing, and able to lend a hand wherever may need be, but I was never taken up on my offer for volunteer work for this project.
Yeah.
You would think that somebody who's invested X amount of time and X amount of money. Let me see. What does my Steam chart got to say about that now? Oh, only almost 28,000 hours in the game. So 27,929.9 hours. So I haven't gotten any time invested in this game at all. We'll just do
Well,
this.
it is one where the hard part related to those volunteers is the volunteers that they have accepted for the most part have been forum warriors, people that posted an absolute crap ton on the forums.
Yeah, well, I was doing
And
that too. Yeah, but
yeah, well, but
yeah,
since we are
just so
NBNN
you can see
News,
that number. Yeah, 27,000, almost 28,000 hours in this game given. So yeah.
yeah, but Laz, if you started volunteering for Port Nip, that would actually be the death of NBNN News because we can no longer be objective-ish players.
Nah, I don't think so. There's plenty that could have been done that
Well, if we sit there and say it's like, hey, you could have done this or you should have done this, then it becomes one where it's like, you had privileged information. Yeah. And
but
you can
I
email the
but
rare items.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I already
It,
have lots of privileged information because I'm friends with all these people,
yes. Yes.
I mean, I know
I'm aware of that.
I know our support person in real life. I'm friends with.
Yes.
I know our bug moderator in real life. I'm friends with. I know Ravlox in real life because I'm friends with. I mean, we know all these people. I mean, we know Chris in real life, but I mean, we don't talk to him as much as we talk to the other people. But I do talk to many of them on a pretty semi-regular basis, and I do get. Information. And there are times where, you hear me say, I know stuff that I just cannot share with you because,
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
allowed to share that information because it's privileged information. And
Yeah, but
I do have
it is
conversations where I ask questions, and I will say, listen, I want to know this for myself on the record, off the record, and they answer me. Or if I ask a question, and they don't think that it's something that should be shared, they'll say, well, listen, off the record here's the answer. But so yeah, we have that relationship. At least I do. And I mean, I know Jack knows these people as
yeah,
well, but he doesn't talk to them as
I
much as I
like
do.
I haven't they don't talk to me at all.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I haven't talked to Justin in fucking 4 years, I want to say.
yeah. So I
Last time I
mean,
think I talked to her was a SotoCon.
yeah. So
Uh,
that was 19,
yeah, yeah, that was 5 years ago. Yeah.
5 years ago. Yeah.
Um,
Whereas
so I probably talked to her like 4 years ago. Well, after the Airy Fund dissolved, I haven't spoken with.
that's whereas
Um,
just a couple weeks ago, I was actually supposed to meet up with her in Tampa while she was
yeah.
traveling for work, but unfortunately, the travel schedule and uh, you know our travel schedules didn't jibe the way we originally
Yes.
intended before she went overseas. And I knew she was going overseas, but again, that's not something that I was privileged to share until it was shared with us publicly um, in Discord, where people were asking where their fishing hat and fishing rod were, and it was answered publicly in our public room. So at that point, I
Yes.
can share
Yes.
that information. Yes, yeah,
Yeah. But at the same time, as far as
Yeah.
the fishing hat, if the team knows that she is out of the country, does not have access to
Hey
anything,
guys.
someone should
yes, we
it's
know,
past
Lomir.
that time.
Okay.
Um,
Lomir
someone
wants his bundles.
internally should uh step up and say, "Hey, you are not available to do this, so I am
And
going
it's
to go ahead
Lomir.
and it is Andrew Night Out on my side. Step up and say, hey, you know what? She is not available. So, you know what? I'm going to take this on. Okay. These things have all been delivered. Instead of people asking, hey, where's my fishing pole and hat that was supposed to be granted 3 weeks ago?
Oh, a
what,
week
what are
ago.
the odds, huh?
What's that, Lomir?
So what are the odds?
Usually
Um,
very good.
on my side, it was 20%, and you did not make that
Yes,
20%.
I guess it depends on how many were on your side, I suppose.
Yeah, you had 25% odds. There were 4 people
Mm,
entered.
Ah,
But
So
exclamation mark,
what
bundle
one in
me
four were
on
your odds?
both streams because giveaways are open again.
Yes, they are. Did Omir
So-
open a stack of bundles yet? We did that
No.
once. He got about, what, 10, 20 bundles in. But yeah, he's got like 300 bundles floating around, I'm
Probably
sure.
330 right
Hey.
now.
How many you got, Lomir? What's the number?
I'm not sure. I don't remember the last count was. Probably more than 200.
Yeah, easily.
But
Anyway.
going back to our discussion on orcs, Brent S. with just a thought. Wouldn't the items we already have in game that change the player's skin to green be something that could be used to play an orc? Skyrim style orc if someone wanted to? Yes, that would be right there, Brent. Well, I was in the Orcs of Core in UO Pacific and briefly with Shadow Clan on Siege Perilous. Was with Orc in Darkfell as well. That said, I was probably only involved with it for a year and a half all told. A small part of my time playing MMOs, but some of my best memories. You know what? Kobolds, man. Kobolds, not orcs. I mean, there's more role play because there's more masks. And I have not tried the green potion, but if it's been in the game for a while, it probably wasn't enough to attract interest of former or current orc players. Cool, thanks for sharing. There are several items in the game that change skin color. Obsidian green potion, green. Rog of the Fragskin, green. Ring of the Lich Kind, grayish black. Ring of the Cuddlekin, flickering ghostly. Obsidian potion of bark skin, brown like bark.
Plus several other ideas that Conjure has floated
Yeah.
to the development team that
Yeah.
have yet to be acted upon.
What is
Yeah,
a cuddlekin?
It's
don't
a
know.
cuddlekin.
Yeah, Google it.
And Google it. Cuddlekin. There's a cuttlefish, but I don't know what a cuddlekin is.
I think it's a shroud word.
Yeah, it's a shroud word.
Not surprising. Not
Yeah.
surprising. But moving on to Frick.
Figured I would post a few of the posts that led me to this post, other than an interest in making this forum look lived in. The rings especially seem promising, but obviously haven't been enough to draw the attention of the community such as it is. Orc helmets and apparel for our old school UO role-playing. Old-time UO player, but I'm looking to get back into role-playing in Orc to capture that magical time. Is there currently Orc helms and gear in-game or event even planned for the future? I'll hold off on my purchase for now until confirmation. Thanks.
Yes.
It's a free-to-play game there, Frick. What are you going to purchase?
Yeah, so let's give you this information, Frick. Shroud of the Avatar is not supposed to be a role-playing game. Shroud of the Avatar, you're supposed to be playing you, yourself. Your personality. You're playing your real player character inside said game, like Andrew Night Owl. Andrew is probably one of the only people who actually uses any part of his real name that I know of in this game. But the initial idea of this was
technically mine is, if you're going to use that same logic.
Oh well, Jackson assist. Yes, okay, good
Mine
point.
mine is too. It's just like Elvish or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, like actual name.
Yeah,
although mine is a nickname.
Yeah, I was going to say yours is an actual nickname. It's not actually your
Yeah.
real name. I don't know how many people
Yeah,
know
it's not my birth
what your actual real name is, but you know, Jack.
Well,
if anybody knows
Jack is
what
the
Jack
nickname
is,
for my name.
yes. If anybody knows what Jack is the nickname for, then they understand what that is.
It's my real name, and I think it's Elvish.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as elves, Slomir, so it's not real.
Not that you know of.
Yeah, well, not unless you're living in Mordor. Yeah. But anyway.
Yep.
Moving right along. Yes, you're supposed to be playing you. We're not supposed to be role playing. We're not supposed to be playing, races as it was, even though they gave us the opportunity to do a couple of these.
Well, and there was the elves as a playable race stretch goal as well.
Yeah, Conjure a Dragon. We're talking cuddlekin. We understand that there are cuttlefish. If you can find
Yeah.
cuddlekin, then you can enlighten us with definitions. But cuttlefish, yeah, we're all aware of cuttlefish. Walk the past, let's take in. Not the past, everybody walks. Yes, or something like that. And
Then Frick. With no orcs so far, no race, no gear, no mobs, only playable race as human. Elves are considered as a stretch goal and eventually released in later episodes. That was a quote that was supposed to be. Then another Frick comment. Will there be NPC orcs in game? And more importantly, will they spawn orc helms for players to use in their role playing?
no.
So, Frick, we
And
are
frack.
6 years post launch, 6.5 years post launch, 6 years post the game going free to play. And every episode, 1 through 5, was supposed to be 12 to 18 months after release. So, we haven't even gotten episode 2 yet.
Yes, and if you've played Shrouded Avatar long enough, you will know that when you kill something, it never drops anything that it's actually
That it
wearing
wears
or has
using.
anything related to the actual item that you kill, unless it's like, hides on an animal or bones, perhaps, which would give you a possible bone helmet. But when you kill something that's holding a sword and you get arrows as part of your loot, it makes absolutely no sense because shroud logic. Yes, shroud logic. Because a lot of thought went into that loot table to do that properly.
Though sometimes you can get loot from like some creatures might have killed somebody to get a helmet or something, or sometimes you can get a some kind of loot, weapon or helm or armor or something from a slime.
Well, see, that was one of the beauties of UO, is if you killed something or something killed you in UO, uh, at least later on, I don't know if the early versions did this, but the NPCs would start looting your corpse if you didn't get back there quick enough to get your stuff
Yeah.
back. So if you didn't get your stuff back and then somebody else came along and killed
That
that
corpse run.
NPC,
They
yeah,
get your shit.
they would get all your shit, which was one of the greatest things about UO, in my opinion. Was finding somebody to res you or being near a healer where you could run back. And of course, usually the problem is that the thing that killed you um, was tougher than you were, and now you are naked trying to kill it again, which was always part of the fun of trying to get your shit back. So you had to have some friends a lot of times to say, "Hey, I just got killed in XYZ area. I need somebody to help me get my shit back." Which really, really, really helped with keeping the community bound together, because there was almost always somebody willing to go out and help you recover your gear. Unless, of course, it was, a PvPer looking to gank your gear, in which case they would just say, screw you, and they'd go out there and loot it themselves. And, so.
Well, I mean, that, and you also end up with, besides the corpse run concept, there is no real punishment for death in Shroud of the Avatar.
Yeah,
There
none.
used to be XP loss. Um, and there is no real reason for a corpse run
I
other than
haven't.
seeing
Yeah,
the
I haven't
skeleton on the ground.
modified a piece of equipment in years, literally. Haven't lost a piece of equipment. Haven't had to fix a piece of equipment. Just all sorts of problems that we used to have back in Ultima. Um, so leaves a lot to be desired. But let's get
Well,
back to
I will say that I have been repairing gear on Tyrion quite frequently, but that's just because it's like
he takes the brunt
and
of
it's
all your damage. Yeah.
yeah, he does all the damage, and then occasionally I'll repair my bludgeon weapon, which I use to stun things. But the rest of my gear, no damage to it, or very very little damage after wearing it for a long time. But let's go back to Frick's comment related to um, all the clans that waiting for the day for Yu to become the game they've wanted to play once again. We'd like a way where we can have orc forks with smaller orc dwellings around it. Is this going to work with the housing system that's in place? They would need to create orc houses, orc forts, and other shit related to that. You can go with something else. We are also very interested in
Yeah.
being part of events.
Who's this we?
Yeah, who is we?
Who is we? And can you let us know? Do you have like a mouse in your pocket, or do you have a bunch of friends who are willing to play who are not chiming in here, or are
Yeah.
you just speaking, hoping that there are other people? Because I already know the answer to this question, but we'll get to
Yeah.
that. We'll get to that here in a couple of minutes.
I'm gonna skip all of the orc gibberish and Lum the Mad's response.
Well,
There will not be orcs. Sorry, Shadow Clan. Soda has its own lore and races. Hopefully, we'll also support the emergent gameplay that made the Orc Fort awesome. So from the beginning, that has been your not welcome sign up for that community. I'm asking for for the devs to take the sign down and change it to something more welcoming. I want to know why kobold masks are not considered. Let's see. Since they're currently not in the store, I have to come over to one of my chests and do a search for kobold masks. Because I have a fucking ton of them, which is going to be, where are they? So I've got hey, get back here. Yeah, now CC's looking through my chest. So Kobold Commander. Okay. And I opened up a bunch of chests, so you're not going to be able to see anything, CC.
Yeah, I mean, we just know they exist, so.
Yes. Where the fuck are they? Or are they in my rewards?
DC says tons of junk. A juck because he didn't spell junk. Yeah, that's pretty much what he's got there and what I've got on the other side of the wall. Just tons of
Yeah.
junk. Yeah. Tons of stuff that we just drop in chests that we have no use for because it's useless and we're too lazy to go sell it over at the shops, which are like 5 feet away on the other side of those buildings.
Well, it's all shit that it was paid for or whatever. So in game, I am wearing the Kobold Commander mask.
Ah, yes.
So I mean, yes, orcs may not be a viable method for Frick and the orc community, but kobolds would
Yeah, but see,
definitely be.
we can see your face through the mouth, which, sort of.
Well, no, so remember, the orcs in role players were wearing a skull, an orc skull.
I understand that. But
Not. So it was just a skull mask that they were wearing. So even though you can see my face through that, I mean, it's you're just role playing whatever. Role play is role play.
I'm
And there are a
surprised that,
variety of
yeah,
masks.
I'm surprised Frick went back far enough to find actually responses from Lum from so fucking far ago.
Yeah.
But moving right along, Conjure Dragon says,
Conjure a dragon with, if you are so persistent in your desire to roleplay an orc, consider this. You are an orc sent by your clan to infiltrate and spy on the naive human population encroaching on their hidden fort. A very well hidden fort. Their greatest shaman put a spell on you that makes you look and speak like one of them. Now go forth and learn their ways, their secrets, their weakness, their divisions, and how they could be exploited for the Horde's gain.
yeah, now let's
like
see
that.
something.
Frick with, for some reason I seem unable to get my point across. Never mind.
Oh, well, yeah, I hadn't jumped to that yet, so I was jumping to the Unity Asset Store because the Unity Asset Store, as I'm going to jump this over here, just a quick search will give you a masked orc, 3D creatures, orc helmet collection, male orc helmets, orc helmet props, orc pack. Let's see what the
are you
orc pack
looking at?
does.
Oh,
Here-
your Unity Asset Store.
Yeah, here, let me just give you this one.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go look for all the kobold masks.
Here are the
They
orcs.
are definitely here somewhere.
Yeah, so there's a whole orc pack that could be just literally picked up for a small fee. See, this is why we went with Unity, was that you're able to just go out to the store, pick up this pack, drop it into your game, and hell, there you go, playable races with let's see. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 9 different variants of orcs that I can see here. Let's see, package content. Let's just see on the package content. Oh, goblins. Goblins. What? Yeah, Goblin 2, Goblin 3, Orc 1, Orc 2, Orc 3. So it's orcs, goblins, shaders, and trolls all in this. So that's a troll there. That's not an orc. So, but that would give you at least 3 different playable classes in one package that you could actually go ahead and add to a game. Frankie 71.
Yes.
Frankie T 71. Is it T or Frankie 171? It's T. Yeah, Tina, I know it's likely to bring in more shader variants, but if we were able to go and make a move to the new Unity 6, it has a feature which takes care of all that for you. If you remember us covering that the other day, where the shaders are, automatically configured in the new Unity 6, which makes it easier to deal with than it is have to deal with in the old version. So, it's if we could, and of course, if we could find somebody to match the scale, because we know that when they went with the scaling game, they screwed up scaling, so they can't just drag and
Oopsies.
drop things out of the Unity store like they're supposed to, because somebody screwed that up royally from the
Whoopsies.
get-go as well. So, Yeah, so back to my original answer for Frick and we. For some reason, I seemed unable to get my point across. Never mind. Yes, yes,
Well,
exactly.
it is one where it's like wish list request orcs and orc masks. That is sufficient.
Yeah.
And Conjure, you need far more patience for any change. Consider that a change like that you would probably require being added in a patch, so that even very best of circumstances, everyone in favor, it would still take at least the next patch day. Then consider that you can put up your idea for discussion in the general discussion, so other players can state their opinion. If you want the developers to look at it, then they would do something officially. This explains so much about your post.
He's telling him, if you really want something done, put it in the fucking wish list category, not general.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. And then Duke Gregor finally finishing it off.
This explains much about your posting and play style.
Yes.
Yeah. But
a typical
if you go back
orc
to the
with
game,
no fucking patience whatsoever.
Yeah. Yes. If you go back to the game, so Laz, I will trade you 2 of these for now. Do have to return them. Which 2 do you want to try on?
Let me try an archer and a mage.
Okay. Come on, get back. Okay, so as I said, I am currently wearing the Kobold Commander mask.
Now, what makes the difference between one or the other?
Well, you have to. So
see, the archer mask would give you a better, because
it's covering the your face.
You don't see the face there. And let's see about the mage mask. The mage mask do the same thing. The mage mask, actually the mage mask works pretty nice as well.
Yes.
Unlike
you can see a little gap of your face, but that's about it.
Yeah,
whereas
really tough. I don't know if that's the face or the tongue.
No, that's your face, because you have to look at your skin color. It's between the snout and the above the tongue. It's a little easier to see if you look at the mask I'm wearing, where you can see that a little patch of pale skin, since you're darker skin color.
Oh yeah, I can see that on you with the darker one, but with the
Yeah.
mage mask, it's really hard to tell, at least with my lighting right now.
Yes. Well, that's your character's skin color as well.
Yeah.
But Kobold's much easier to do this as far as roleplay goes. Yes, the only playable race is human, but he's talking about role-playing an orc and orc clans, things like that. They can get these masks from me. I have several somewhere. I only found one set so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I purchased
virtual.
any of those. I'll have to go look on my accounts. I might have.
Yeah.
Are those stretch goals?
Let's go to Soda Wiki and do Kobold mask. It was a pack that I bought at some point in time from something. Of course, Soda Wiki wants to give me just a fucking white page and not load the entire thing.
I got a lot of the Kobold radiators and velvet chairs, and I think that's
For some reason Kobold Soda Wiki is not loading for me right now.
I guess I can use the arrows. I forget about the arrows. It's dining tables, chairs. Radiators. Distillation devices. And yeah, just more radiators. So I bought a lot of furniture, but not a lot of not enough masks to actually do any
Yeah.
of that. So
So remember, he's talking about role play. So
yeah, well, I mean, there's so much kobold. And again, let's just jump to the store real quick because we have to get out of here in just a minute. But if we
Yeah.
just jump to the Crown store and type in kobold,
well, the kobold masks are not there presently.
no, but there's clockwork wings, spears, backpacks,
Yes.
bathtub, distillation device, beds, radiators. There's a whole slew of decoration for that. There's kobold outdoor decorations. There's even kobold homes. So I mean, there's a whole setup of stuff to play said race for kobolds, of course, not orcs, kobolds. But
Yes, I'm
it
well
is
aware of
what it
that,
is.
but
Yes. But meanwhile, we got to
it's
be aware
time
that it's time. That's right. It is
for
time.
us to get out of here. Lomir
What
winning
do you mean players
the
can't
streamer
cry?
bundle.
Slash cry, right?
And my Steam key is going to be
Yeah,
going to
you can
Dogpaw
cry.
TV. He's getting a copy of Asterix and Obelix XXL
Thank you.
remastered, which is a $20 game. Congratulations there, Dogpaw. And that is
Very
a new
cool.
name added to our list of wieners.
Frankie T71 getting himself a streamer bundle. Frankie T, what is your in-game name? Because you are a new follower and I don't have your in-game name to send you this in-game. And then once I have Frankie T, there's no crying in soda. Yes, there is. Slash cry if you have the emote. And then we're going to close the game key giveaway and pick ourselves a winner. And Conjure Dragon. Conjure Dragon is our game key winner. Let's see what we've got for him. As I'm waiting for Frankie T to tell me who he is. Conjure Dragon, you're going to get a copy of Frog Detective 2, The Case of the Invisible Wizard on Steam. Frog Detective 2, The Case of the Invisible Wizard. And that is currently $4.99 in the store. Going out to Conjure Dragon.
Well, congrats to the wieners. It is beyond time for us to get out of here.
Oh, yes, it is beyond that time, so we're going to go ahead and drop this to Conjure. I will reach out to Frankie T and see if I can get an in-game name. And of course, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here, and we will be back with more tomorrow right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
I'm Lomir.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.